This will be an 8-lap event in the street stock division. Once again on the pole, car number 19, Alan Reed. On the outside, it's car number 34, Dennis Doc Farrell. Ed Sipes in number 3, Reggie Weller number 6, Danny Greer 11. Tim Rebholz in car number 17X, and here they come, looking nicely as they come around out of turn number 4, looking for the green flag, and it's race time. Reggie Weller in a 57 Chevy, going high on the turn number 35. Still Alan Reed, Weller, Stumps, Greer, and Weller. Gets it straightened out and runs it on down the back straightaway. Still no changes as they head around turns 3 and 4. It's Dennis Farrell, your leader. It's Weller trying to make a move on the outside of Reed. And we have a red as Tim Rebholz in a 17X was marked as the number 2 runner. The question that was being discussed on the track there was the second place car has the option whether he wants to run on the inside or along on the outside of the leader on the restart. He elected to be on the inside. So here they come, looking for the green flag. 5 laps completed of this 8-lap event. It's still Doc Farrell, your leader, but here comes Alan Reed trying low on the inside to get past Reggie Weller. Who's going to pick up the second spot as they come around for one more time? It's White. And it looks like there won't be any lead change or any changes in position this time as they come around for the checkered flag. It's Dennis. The first straight stock heat. Attention in the infield drivers fun class. Begin to line up your cars as this next heat goes out, please. Fun class, be ready to line up, please. Ladies and gentlemen, your first heat winner of the evening, Dennis Doc Farrell from Princeton, sponsored by Farrell Enterprises, Jerry's Repair Shop. And we'd like to thank A1 Tire equipment in Davenport, Iowa for providing track cleanup and fire protection. And we have a Buda Rescue Unit with us here this evening, once again, providing ambulance service should the need arise, and we certainly hope we don't need them. And we have Jerry Piper, this welding truck, Jerry's repair shop out there in case any welding needs to be done in the course of the evening. And we have Goodrum Standard and Bill's Radiator Shop providing wrecker service for us again this week. We'd like to thank them very much for their fine services. And a thanks to Doc Lashbrook for track preparation once again. Well, here they come. Laps completed of this 8-lap event as Keith Lucas in car number 44 brings the drivers around, looking for the green flag, and it's flying. Looking at those, trying to make up the difference on Keith Lucas as they come out of turns 3 and 4. Keep your eye on the old 45 car. Here we go. As they come around this time, it looks like white flag time. Losing on the outside. It's Keith Lucas hanging on to the lead. Here comes Gooder with the pedal to the metal as he comes out of turns 3 and 4. Here they come, and the checkered flag waving. Complete your field in the second heat of the Street Stock Division. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, racing fans. Keith Lucas from Princeton in his 44 car picking up another victory yet this season. Sponsored by Flowers by Julia, Pabst Marathon, Nicholson Plumbing and Heating, and Dan Harley Davidson. Keith Lucas of Princeton. Shepard in a 22 car, bringing him around in his green flag car. In the 27X, taking the early lead. Doc Washburn third. Rick Pardo in the 77 car. Warren Bryant of Simpson in the 78 car. And Tom Carter in the 67 car bringing up the rear as they all get a little swirly. Go down the back straightaway there in the back. They're bobbing and weaving, getting things sorted out. That's Keith Wade, your leader. Rick Pardo trying to hang in. Oh, there's Brown and Lashbrook getting tangled up in turn number 2. Don't forget that 28 car will be raffled off next Friday. $1 per chance. You can get into racing very cheaply. About as cheap as you're going to do it. For his episode during the demolition derby at the fair when his car caught fire and had to bail him out of that. Two laps completed of the 6-lap event. They'll be looking for the checkered or the green flag as they come around this time, being led by Keith Wittig of Bureau in the 27X car. It's green flag racing. Here they go. And he gets the checker going into turn number 1, and Bob Westbrook taking the high side as he scoots past Pardo and Boyd. Going down the back straightaway, it's Keith Wittig with a pretty comfortable lead, but here comes Tom Carter in a 67 car. Tom Morris is driving a 67 car as he tries to close the gap on Keith Wittig. Bob Morris in the 67 car trying to make a move on the outside as he gets a little wide away. He takes a little ride coming out of turn 4. Bob Morris in the 67 car smacking the wall, but still going with his bumper variety. There's Keith Brown picking up the bumper on the track. And everybody clears the debris. Doc Lashbrook brings up the rear. Don't forget you can win that little 28 car next week. I have a drawing on it.
Got to be 18 years old.
And you have to be at least 18 years old to win. So if you're not 18, don't buy a ticket. Here comes your winner, car number 27X, Keith Wittig from Bureau, sponsored by the Rocket in Bureau. The Rocket is giving away a $5 bar tab here this evening in one of our drawings. He's also sponsored by Steve's Repair and Machine Shop from McNabb, Illinois. Keith Wittig. Keith Flame Wittig from Bureau, Illinois, your heat winner in the Fun Class division. off the little inward to go down the back straightaway. Straightaway. Ken Johnson in second in the 11 car. Donovan Lodge trying to come high on the outside as he comes out of turn 3 in the 32 car. Jerry Piper bringing up the rear in the 59 car. Down the front straightaway. It's still Bill Rich from Princeton in the 84 car, your leader. If it all hangs together, it looks like another victory for Bill Rich in his 84 car as he brings it around out of turn number 4. Picking up the checkered flag is Bill Rich from Princeton. Ken Johnson, Donovan Lodge, with Julio and Piper rounding out your field in the fun class event. Racing fans picking up another checkered flag. Bill Rich from Princeton. The 76 Buick Regal, sponsored by P&P Rebuilders, K&E Auto Sales, and Action Realty. Princeton Rental and Lionette Repair. All right, this brings up our first team in the IMCA division, and car number 6 are Reggie Wallace from Peoria, sponsored by Reggie Dental Body. On the outside is car number 24, Mark Beatty from Lamoille, sponsored by GTM Enterprises, Dr. Bernal, Marin Oil, Cougar Enterprises, and Green Trucking. Car number 85, Leland Bichon from Kelowna, sponsored by Maury's Used Parts and Pennzoil. The semi-feature event this evening will be run immediately following intermission. It'll be the first race after intermission, the semi-feature. Car number 20, Bill Tuckwell from Metamora, Illinois, Bartonville Auto. As they get a little cockeyed at number 2 turn. Ten laps in the IMCA heat events. The lights are out, so the drivers will be looking for the green flag this time around, should their positioning be correct, as it appears to be at this point. Starting to pick up speed now as they come out of turn 4. Here comes Reggie Wallace. And it's there comes Bill Tuckwell in the 20 car. Bill Bichon third, Danny Brown fourth. Racing fans, your first winner in the IMCA Heat this evening, Reggie Weller from Peoria, Illinois. Sponsored by Reggie's Auto Body, Riverview Retirement Community. German Kabuta Stores in Pittsburgh, East Peoria, Illinois, and Peoria, Reggie. Also the County Speedway. Car number 16, Jack Luke from Davenport, Iowa. Buckeye Automobody, all around Chicago Raiders. Car number 50, Brent Pryor from Hillsdale, Green Rock, Kelowna, American Legion. Car 21, Carl Beatty Memorial, Merrill Oil Prizes. Cougar Industries and Montalban Leasing. 67, Brad Oder from Princeton, Hitching Post, Golden Corral, Bearing Distributors, Willie Trucking, Mabry Auto. Number 41, the tractor smasher, is finished in turn 4. Bringing it down, 9 laps to go. Brent Pryor, car number 50 from Hillsdale, he's your leader. Jack Luke running second. comes, ladies and gentlemen, your second winner in the IMCA events this evening. All the way from Hillsdale, Brent Pryor, sponsored by the American Legion Post 1233, on a Green Rock, and John's Bus Service of Rock Island, Illinois. Brent Pryor picking up the checkered flag in the second heat of the IMCA Modified Division. He gets his picture taken by Kathy Caceres, our track photographer. Remind you that the photographs are available at Kathy's photo booth at the East End of the Grandstand. Pick up photos of your favorite car and driver. Don't forget the 50-50 drawing this evening. Be sure and get your 50-50 ticket. Tickets are on sale at the East End of the Grandstand. We also have a full running through the stand selling the tickets, so be sure and get in on the fun. Maybe take home a little extra spending cash this weekend. Get in on the 50-50 drawing. Car number 25, L. Steve Lance from Glassford. Steve Lance Jr. 25, Marty Thompson. Just missing the wall as he comes out of turn 4. Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your third heat winner here this evening, Marty Thompson. Sponsored by Thompson Farms Racing, BJ Green, Austin Machine, Iwani, Tires and Auto at Austin Motors, Marty Thompson, Mineral Oil Farm. Don't forget, next week, it all comes to a halt as we have our season championship finale. Here they go, out onto the track for the Dutch match. It's Brad Oder at 67, Nick Gooden at 45, Dennis Doc Farrell at 35, and Cliffy Wetzel, car number 17 on the outside. It's a four-lap dash. We have Junior Hack out here going to flag this one, I guess. And they're picking up speed, and here they go. Here comes Cookie Wessel in the back, trying to close up the gap, trying to find a way around Goodwin. Here comes Wessel high on the outside. It's a halfway point this time around. Side by side, down the back straightaway. We know who's going to get it first, but who's going to be in the second spot? That's where the race goes. Farrell bringing up the rear, but our leader and winner was car 67, Brad Oder. Street Stockers, we need car number 35, 6, 19, 11, 44, 45, 51D, and 17. We need you to sign up, please. 67, Brad Oder from Princeton. There he is, your grudge match winner, Brad Oder from Princeton in car number 67, sponsored by the Hitching Post and Lilly Trucking and Bearing Distributors. Car number 24, Mark Beatty from Oil, sponsored by GTM Enterprises, Dr. Brunel, Mare Oil Company, Cougar Industries, and Green Trucking. Car number 61, being driven to Sydney by Tom Custer. Car number 18, Gary Wetzel from Princeton. Car number 41, Tom Jensen from Winona. Car number 01, Stan Parker from Kelowna, sponsored by Silva Snowway, Benny's Auto Body, and M&M Metal and More. And car number Z12, Jeff Grable from Princeton, sponsored by Ryan's Incorporated, Quality Used Cars, Dave Curtis McMahon, Knotty Pine Resort, Lake of Ozarks, Missouri, Steve Talon and Steve Grable, Scott Talon and Steve Grable, professional photographers. Photography by Kathy, Ray B. Trucking. Faber Motors, JC Blueball Race Cars. And that's your lineup for the semi-feature event. All right, 10 laps, semi-feature event. Danny Brown on the pole. Car number 10, watch them as they come around. 10 laps, semi-feature. Russell spinning into turn 4, bringing out the red flag. Spinning into turn 4. Brad Oder is your leader. He's been hotly pursued by Mel Hooper in car number 81. Mel's had a lot of bad breaks this year, hasn't been able to do very well here at the Bureau County Speedway. He's done well other places. That's Brad Oder bringing him around. Number 4 turn. There's your semi-feature winner, Brad Oder from Princeton. Car number 67, sponsored by Lilly Trucking, Golden Corral, and Berry Distributors, and the Hitching Pros, right here in Princeton. Here's your lineup. 51D, Danny Bardell from LaSalle. On the pole, car number 57, or car number 6, 57 Chevy, Reggie Weller from Peoria. Car number 35, Dennis Doc Farrell. Car 45, Nick Woodruff. Danny Greer, car number 11. Green Tisquan, 19. Rich Anderson in car number 17. Keith Lucas from Princeton in car 44. Ed Sipes, car number 3F. J.J. Sparks, car number 22. And I don't see 17X Tim Reynolds. And Lee Conley in car number 70, Martinsville, Illinois. That is your street stock feature event. Folks, as he comes around, let's give Jack Foss a big hand for his 1920 Model T Racer. Thank you, Jack, for bringing it out here this evening. Beautifully prepared car. As they come around this time, be prepared to wave to your favorite car and driver. Once again, we have Julie Madison, our 1989 Bureau County Fair Fleet, riding with Robert Fuller in a 1989 Ford Probe pace car. Well, there they are. Wave to them. Give them a wave as they come around this time. laps completed. 3 laps to go. And they're backing up nicely now, coming into the number 4 turn. Looking for the green flag. About ready to lose fender. Danny Bardell's spring is J.J. Sparks straight shell in turn number 2, bringing up the red flag. Once again, we have 13 laps completed out of this 15-lap feature event. Reggie Willer still hanging on. Being hotly pursued by Mick Goodrum at 45. He's got Danny Greer right on his tail on the outside, so it could be a real shootout to the finish as they come for the green flag. She wrote for Alan Reed in the 19 car. Collision in turn 1. Nasty collision. As Lee Conley gets into Danny Bardell. Thank goodness he hit the outside side and not the driver's side of Danny Bardell's car. Well, there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie Weller in a 22-year-old automobile. Would you believe that, folks? Excuse me, 32. As he showed him how to do it. The old 57 Chevy. 2 oldest cars out there. Reggie Weller and Mick Goodrum battling it out for the lead. This will be your lineup for the Fun Class feature event. On the pole, car number 84, Bill Rich from Princeton. Sponsored by P&P Rebuilders, Canny Auto Sales, and Action Realty. Car number 11 on the outside, Ken Johnson from Princeton, sponsored by the Bureau County Republicans. On the inside second row, it's car number 67, Tom Carter from Princeton, sponsored by the Hitching Post, Bearing Distributors, and Lilly Trucking. On the outside, car number 27X, Keith Wittig from Bureau, Illinois, sponsored by Steve's Machine from McNabb, Illinois. Then it's car number 22, David Shepard from Princeton, Illinois, sponsored by Weaver's Chicken and Warren's FS. On the outside is car number 27, Chad Mayer from LeClaire, Iowa. Then it's car number E32, Donovan Lodge from Moline, Illinois. On the outside, car number 21, Pete Rigiglio from Princeton, Illinois, sponsored by Beach Trucking and Midtown Antique Mall. Then it's car number 71, Lauren Boyd from Dixon, sponsored by Dixon ATV. And on the outside is car number 59, Jerry Piper from Princeton, sponsored by Jerry's Repair Shop, driving a 1976 Buick V6. Then it's on the inside, car number 28, Doc Lashbrook. And we're looking for car number 17, Brad Anderson from Princeton, sponsored by Depew Lake Press, Doty Implement Company, and Dr. W. And bringing up the rear will be car number 77, Rick Bardo from Bradford, sponsored by Bardo Farms, Robert Service, Kiwani Tire and Auto, and Seed Company. And that's your fun class lineup here this evening. Well, here they come, being led by Bill Rich and car number 84 on the pole. Off to the early lead as he comes out of the number 4 turn, being pursued mostly by Bill Rich, the 84 car. So far, it looks like Gary Lucas hasn't forgot how to win as he gets out to the front. Dropping to third. Now Flashpoint bringing up the rear. Don't forget you can win that car. Just about taking it on its lid as he gets up. He gets collected by Tom Carter in a 67 car. A nasty hit for both drivers. Don't forget there will be lap money added to the IMCA feature coming up here shortly. When I get a chance, I'll run down over the sponsors of that event. Well, here they come, 4 laps down. 8 laps to go as Gary Lucas brings them around, looking for the green flag, and they've got it. Well, Gary Lucas back to the lead, being pursued by Keith Wittig. Difficulties in the 27 car. He pulls into the infield area. Whitting closing the gap and trying to get down low on the inside of Lucas as they come on to turn 4. Gary Lucas, Keith Whitting, and Donovan Lodge all bunched up. Donovan Lodge wide to the outside. Gary Lucas. As Gary appears to kind of run out of engine, as Donovan Lodge. Boyd and Piper bringing up the rear. Actually, Doc Westbrook bringing up the rear. Well, there he is, Donovan Lodge, Z32, sponsored by Maury's Used Cars. Taking up the feature win and a Lilly Trucking Trophy. Lilly Trucking Company of Princeton sponsoring the trophy event here this evening. As he gets his victory photo taken by Kathy Casterson of Kathy's Photos. Car number 9D on pole, Bernie Lilly from Princeton, sponsored by Eaton Green Construction, Nelson Drive, Mercy Walden, Keys Machine Shop, McNabb, Over Quantum Meeting, and the New Imperial Restaurant. Car number 85, Leland Pachon from Kelowna, sponsored by Maury's Used Parts and Tinfoil. Car 60, Reggie Weller from Peoria, Reggie's Auto Body. Car number 16, Jack Lewis from Davenport, Iowa, sponsored by Multi-Auto Body and Auto Round and Ozone Radiators. Car number 20, Bill Peckwell from Metamora, Illinois, sponsored by Bartonville Auto. Car number 3, Carl Schwartz, sponsored by Schwartz Farm. Car number 21, Carl Beatty from Illinois, sponsored by Maryland Sugar Industries, Roundabout Leasing. Car number 25, Marty Thompson from Minerals, sponsored by Thompson Farms, Kewanee Goodyear Center, Costas Machine Shop, and B&J Grain. 17, Cookie Wetzel from Princeton, sponsored by Midwest Auto Parts, Sneakers Barn, Grill Lily Trucking, and Garland Auto Works. Car number 50, Brent Farr from Georgia, sponsored by Kate Rock Corona. Car number 67, Brad Oder from Princeton, sponsored by the Hitching Post, Gordon Corral, Bearing Distributors, Lilly Trucking, and Mabry Auto Sales. Be prepared to wave to them next time around. 81, Mel Hooper from Princeton, Hardee's, Mel's Gas, WZOE, Princeton Chamber of Commerce, Pennzoil, and Princeton Moose Lodge. Car number 01, Stan Parker from Kelowna, sponsored by Silva Snowway, Benny's Auto Body, M&M Metal, and more. Wave to your favorite driver as they come by this time. Car number C12, Jeff Grable from Princeton, sponsored by Kathy, Randy Trucking, Neighbor Motors, Google Race Cars, Satisfied on Motor Brakes for you for Exterior, Ryan's Accessories. Enterprises and Green Trucking. Sam Brown from Speedway, car number 10, Morey's Used Cars, 57, Tom Hamburg. Coming up and hitting the wall hard, coming out of turn 4, coming road wall. I see Brent Pryor's got a problem down on the front turn also. Usual procedure when you have a nasty hit like that to take you in and get you checked over. We want to be sure everything is okay. Once again, there's 4 laps down, 16 to go. Bernie Hidley leads the pack. Jack Luth and Leland Bashan are hot on his trail as everybody else at the moment. Looking for the green flag this time around. oval. 7 laps down. 14 to go. feature winner of the evening, Bernie Headley of Piston, sponsored by Mercer Baldwin, Nelson Drug, Albert County Heating, Green, Home Improvement, and the new Imperial Restaurant. Bernie Headley picking up the Lilly Trucking Trophy here this evening. We'd like to thank Larry Trucking for sponsoring this evening event. We'd also like to thank Hardee's for coming out here this evening and passing out goodies to the people and the kids. There he is, Bernie Headley for Princeton, your feature winner, picking up the Lilly Trucking Trophy. A long, hard battle, but he's finally got the job done. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, racing fans, we'd like to thank you for coming out here this evening. Once again, we apologize for the extreme lateness here this evening, but it was conditions that we had no control over. Please be careful driving home. Have a safe weekend. Want to see you back here next week, next Friday, for the season championship finale. Also, you kids, don't forget your big wheels with Big Wheel Championship next week also. So come on out next week. We'll have a big party and wind up the 1989 racing season. Take care and good night.